to hang in there. The one stat that really stands out is Boston College's minus 19 yards rushing, and they have 58 yards total yards on offense, and their defense has been on the field the entire game.
Well, you look at the BC's losing 12-0. They've only gained 58 yards net offense. They've had 3 turnovers. They've had 9 penalties for 80 points. They've had a ball snapped over the punter's head, and they're only down 12-0. Incredible.
Boston College Brian Lowe will kick it away as we start the second half. Blair Thomas 32 and Jim Coates 49 are deep to receive. The Nittany Lions will get the football, already leading 12-0. Lowe, a high floating kick, and the 2 receivers run together. It's picked up by Thomas. He's got a seam down the sideline, and even after the fumble, gets out to the 31-yard line. Here's what Penn State was able to do with it in the first half, and the first time they got their hands on the ball, they drove 20 yards for the touchdown. That was really the most points they were able to put on the board. Missed a field goal, then an interception. They had to punt the next time, kicked a field goal by Massimo Manca. Then they missed 2 field goals. Another drive stopped by an interception. And then halftime came, and Penn State leading 12-0 over Boston College. Steve Smith, the ball carrier, stopped by Mike Degnan on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. And Degnan, number 98, has had a big ball game for that Boston College defense. It's a gain of 5 that time for Smith, the senior fullback from Clinton, Maryland. He's number 33. DJ Dozier, number 42. The man now split to the left side of him. As they split the backs, give it to Smith again. Smith hit in the backfield and wrapped up. The man that hit him first was John Galvin, number 55, and then John Bozen, number 97, stopped him. Galvin, coming from a linebacker spot, got the first hit in the backfield and slowed him up. BC has a whale of a defensive unit. So far this year, they have only given up 203 yards a game on offense. They held California to 137 yards, and their fine running back Mark Hicks had to carry the ball 17 times to get only 30 yards. 3rd and 5. Schaefer to throw against the blitz, has time, incomplete, and his tight end Brian Seiberling was sandwiched in the middle of that defense, and it was Carl Crashpain and Ed Duran, the safeties, who squeezed him, and Penn State 3 downs, and they'll have to punt. Nice defensive stand and a good way to start second half for BC. Kelvin Martin will go deep for John Bruno. Bruno with a kick toward the sideline, and it will go out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Probably a good idea to keep the ball away from Kelvin Martin. He's a game breaker. A 40-yard kick and no return. Boston College in the first half, really with penalties, was its own worst enemy. The first time they had the ball, 6 plays they had to punt. Then they had to give up a safety that made it 9-0. The next 3 times they had the ball, 3 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, all punts. Then a 7-play drive that ended in an interception, a punt, and then a fumble just before the end of the first half. So the offense has not been able to do anything. And Sean Halloran opens the second half at quarterback for the injured Mark Camphouse. And they'll give it to Stratford on the first play, and Stratford is stacked up in the middle. Never even got back to the line of scrimmage. You just can't do much running against the Nittany Lions. Bob White, that time, the left tackle, was the first man that hit him, number 34. Got him in the backfield, and then they got everybody closing on him. And you see Shane Conlon, the All-American linebacker, who was shaken up earlier in the first half, and he's back in there. Darren Twombly, the center, leads them out on 2nd and 10. They marked no loss on that one. Stratford goes in motion. The pass complete to Stratford, and he is drilled at the 31-yard line. Stratford is really nailed by the safety Marcus Henderson as after he sidestepped one tackler.
One thing going into the game Penn State knew they'd have to do. They'd have to cover with Shane Conlon man-to-man on a runner like Stratford. That's really tough for a linebacker. But again, Shane's a 4'6" guy. Misses the tackle there, but he sets up the assist on the tackle. Guarding a running back man-to-man is very difficult all over the field.
Gain of 7 for Stratford on the pass reception. The young man playing with badly bruised ribs, and he has taken a beating in this ballgame. Halloran throws for Stratford again. They've got the first down this time. Trey Bauer on the coverage, but he got to the 37-yard line for a first down, and there is that controlled passing offense.
Well, I think I think BC should go back to their traditional game plan. That is, throw first, set up your run. I don't think they're a running team, at least against Penn State. They've got to put the ball up. They've got to get the ball downfield sometimes, and then the short routes underneath to the halfbacks and the tight ends will be effective. That's what they need to do to move the ball and get in the end zone.
Halloran comes off the bench. He's hit 5 consecutive passes for 49 yards. They'll give it to the fullback. This time it's Brunner, and Brunner has room to run into Penn State territory at the 46-yard line. It took Duffy Cobbs to come over from the left corner to make the tackle, and the former defensive tackle ripped off one that time.
Well, it's nice blocking. He gets a corner easily. It's just a dive play, but he gets into the open field with no problem. Then he just starts rambling. They contained the corner here. Excellent block. They caved in the linebacker and the defensive end, and he has nothing but green in front of him.
Bronner comes out of the ball game after a 16-yard gallop. Turner is in there at fullback. Stratford continues to be the tailback. 1st and 10 from the Nittany Lion 46. And it looks like Boston College has made some adjustments on offense. That time Stratford gets maybe a yard, and that's all. Pete Giftopoulos in on the stop along with Shane Conlon.
These are just throwaway plays. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball up the gut. I don't care how many times they try. They got to get the ball into the halfback's hands, out in the flat, or else downfield 5 or 6 yards and let him turn it up. You're not going to run through the middle of the defensive line. 12 for 16 yards for Stratford. I think that illustrates it pretty well.
Kelvin Martin is checked back into the ball game. He is their big play receiver, flanked to the top side of the screen. Halloran, who has not missed a pass, back to throw. This one way overthrown, trying for Stratford, who was closely covered by Eddie Johnson. And he may have just thrown that one away on purpose as he was getting pressure from Russo and Johnson. And that is Russo, who was a little shaken up on the play. Halloran may have made a good choice that time and just gunned it over the head of the receiver, who was closely covered. And we'll check on Russo, who made the big interception a year ago to turn this ball game around in the 4th quarter.
That's a big defensive lineman, John Russo. He's going to start. I think he just falls down. I can't see where he got hurt on that play, unless he caught an elbow or knee that we couldn't see.
May have. We've got a timeout here in the 3rd quarter with 11:07 to go. It's Penn State continuing to lead 12-0.
Oh. Just like that, this AC copper core spark plug can fire 30 times. That's the firepower today's high-revving car engines need. What about your plugs? If they can't fire for up to 30,000 miles, oh, maybe you're missing out on peak performance. For the AC Delco retailer nearest you, just give me a call at 1-800-AC-DELCO. Wait for trouble, and you've got it.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times. Then one day, you got the call.
What's this, rookie umpire?
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Compliments of that gentleman.
This ball's for you.
Penn State at Boston College is being brought to you by AC Delco, the smart parts.
Third down and 9 for Boston College. Biggest play of the 3rd quarter so far as they have 3rd and 9 at the Penn State 49-yard line. Sean Halloran has come off the bench at quarterback to hit 5 of 6 for 49 yards. He has Turner in the ball game. Behind him, this is Taylor in motion. 6-man rush. He has time to throw. It goes down. Flutie! Touchdown! Holy cow, what a play! Sean Halloran throws the 45-yard touchdown bomb to Darren Flutie. And Boston College is back in this ball game. Brian Lowe for the conversion. And he knocks it through. 12-7, and the Eagles have made it a game.
Sean Halloran has the ability to light up the scoreboard. Darren Flutie actually on this play is just going to split a zone. It's not a great individual route. Halloran finds him. He's going to throw it. You can pretend you're the receiver right here. This is going to come right into your lap for 6 points. Well, that's a beautiful throw. He's got a heck of an arm. Right on the money.
2 steps behind Ray Isom, and it looked like Penn State sent 6 men on the blitz. They didn't get there, and when you blitz and lose, you can really get burned.
When you have an arm like Halloran's, you can beat a zone over the top, and that's just a perfect throw, easy score.
Well, if you had just shown people selected plays of this ball game, they'd think Penn State was up 35-0. There is Doug Flutie and his little brother Darren, who got the touchdown. Timeout with 11 minutes to go, third quarter. It's a 5-point game.
Just for the fun of it, just for the smile of it, Diet Coke, just for the cool of it, the lot of it, the spoon of it, Diet Coke, just for the marvelous feeling, just for the style of it, Diet Coke, the #1 of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Moving 200,000 families a year is a big responsibility, one we take very seriously at United Van Lines, and we prove it with services other movers don't offer at any price. Like the exclusive protection of our sanitized, treated vans, or the facts we provide about the city you're moving to. It's schools, churches, residential and shopping areas. It's all part of United's commitment to excellence.
And the quality shows in every move we make.
Doug Flutie with something finally to smile about as his brother Darren has caught the first score of the night for Boston College. They have closed the gap to 12-7 against undefeated and 6th-ranked Penn State. And now there is going to be a 5-yard penalty assessed and offside against Penn State, so they'll kick it off from the 40-yard line instead of the 35 with that new rule in college football. Lowe will do the kicking. And deep to receive are Blair Thomas, number 32, and Jim Coates, number 49. And now they'll probably be driven back toward the goal line for this one.
Who do you think threw Darren Flutie his first completion? Who do you think threw that pass? His brother Doug.
His first one?
His first catch.
That's appropriate.
2 years ago.
There's Lowe, who converted on the extra point. And Penn State, which has dominated this ball game in seemingly every category, leads by only 5 here in the third quarter as Boston College puts a touchdown on the board. And Lowe floats one high, taken by Coates to the 20, 25, still on his feet, and tripped and falls near the 33-yard line. Coates almost broke that one at 24-yard kickoff return. The scoring drive, 7 plays, 76 yards, 2:41 was the time, but most of it eaten up as Halloran read the blitz and threw the bomb to Flutie for 45 yards. Joe Paterno on the sideline going for win number 189 in his brilliant coaching career. Schaefer wants to throw first down. Deep over the middle through the hands of Roundtree. Garrick McPherson was the closest man, but Schaefer just a little bit high, and Roundtree couldn't hold it off his fingertips.
One thing we really haven't talked very much about is Penn State in the first half. They were 3 for 16 passing with 2 interceptions. That's not enough to beat a team. BC's playing well.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they were 3 for 12. Got them 3 for 13 right now. Or Schaefer, rather, is 3 for 13. As a team, they're 3 out of 16. You're right. They'll swing it out to Smith, and Smith didn't have a chance. Hemmer was right in his face and made the tackle. And is Boston College fired up or what? Hemmer Hemmer had them all away, Pat.
There's nowhere for him to go here. This is what BC's been able to do. They've been able to control the line of scrimmage, and they're taking away these short passes right now. They're not missing the tackles. They're dropping them for no gains or losses. They are stopping Penn State offensively. They're just stuffing them.
Andy Hemmer, another Cincinnati product on this Boston College team, and now Penn State faces 3rd and 13. Their offense has not been able to do much. Pressure. Schaefer rolls out of the pocket. Now he wants to run it, and he'll be stopped way short of the first down. Boston College defense is swarming. Romanowski makes the tackle along with Tom Perrell, number 72, and listen to this crowd. They get off the punt, and it's going to take a neutral bounce, go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Penn State down there to cover it quickly. A 36-yard punt from John Bruno. And Boston College, we told you at the beginning of the telecast, a team that always seems to play Penn State well. And they're doing it again tonight, at least on the scoreboard. Their offense has not played well. Their defense has been superb.
Well, they've moved the ball 3 out of the last 4 times they've had it. They stopped themselves with an interception and a fumble. I think they found the keys to stop this, beat this Penn State defense.
And what a night it could be for Sean Halloran, a young man who had the misfortune to follow the great Doug Flutie and was literally booed out of a starting job here in Boston, and he has come off the bench tonight. 6 out of 7, 94 yards and a touchdown. It would be a great story and a great night for that young man.
Well, the kid can throw. Again, you throw for 3,000 yards in a season, 2 400-yard games, you're going to be, you can light the scoreboard up. I think he's going to move the team.
And he had the misfortune. He was not surrounded by the quality talent that Doug Flutie was when he was here either.
Right now, though, he's got the weapons around him. Martin's healthy. Stratford's healthy. He's going to Darren Flutie intelligently. In fact, I'm a little surprised they haven't gotten Casparillo more. Look for that.
And the offensive line has given him some time to throw. Penn State has had to come with a blitz. 1st and 10, Boston College. Flutie and Martin are the wide receivers to the far side of the field. Halloran falls, coming out under center. He'll be sacked this time back at the 20. He's covered by Tim Johnson, the right tackle, and Halloran simply tripped as he came out from under center.
That's a cheap sack. A defensive lineman loves to get sacks like this. He trips over the guard's foot, it looks like, and it's just an easy sack for Johnson. But he'll take it.
Looked like Tim Johnson would have been all over him even if he hadn't stumbled. He really beat the block that time to get through. Johnson out of Sarasota, Florida, 259 pounds. And his 2nd and 21. Turner, the lone remaining back. They'll give it to Flutie as he gets to carry the ball for the 2nd time in the game off of his wide receiver spot. And he gets up to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Last man up, as usual, is Shane Conlon. Jack Bicknell, who finally got something out of that offense on the last series for a touchdown. Right now he faces 3rd and 18. They'll split the wide receivers and split the back. Stratford is back in there. 3-man rush, 8 will defend. Halloran, flag is down as he throws deep sideline, complete. He got it down there to Jim Turner, his fullback. Duffy Cobbs knocked him out of bounds, but again there is a flag back at the 14-yard line in the area where it's usually holding. And it is a face mask against one of the blockers on Boston College. Must have grabbed the face mask as one of the Penn State players was coming in there. And you can see the BC sideline really upset about it. We'll take a look at it on the replay. Maybe you'll be able to catch it. Take a look at the center of your screen. There's Trapillo. Good play.
56, the center is going to grab 51, Matt Johnson in white, right in the middle of the screen. He's got a hold of his face mask. That's a real unusual penalty. It's a bad break for BC. But what I like about it is Halloran is sitting in that pocket, Mike. He's not playing like a quarterback that's nervous. The reason they pulled him was he kept dumping short passes. He wasn't going upfield. Today, he's standing in the pocket and he's throwing to the guys downfield. That's why they're moving the ball.
Ball spotted all the way back at the 11-yard line.
Let's hope they don't run that draw again.
3rd and 28. 4-man rush. Under pressure, and he shovel passes it to Turner. Turner gets out to the 19-yard line. Boy, Halloran really thinking looking quick. He was sacked and got rid of it. Bob White had the arms wrapped around him, and all he did was just shovel it forward to pick up about 8 yards.
Well, Halloran's playing with great confidence here. This is I mean, you could say he's quick on his feet here and just tosses it. I don't know how he managed to have the presence of mind to do that, but that's an important play because you pick up 10 yards on your punt. That
was
like
Don Graham. It was Don Graham who had the sack, almost. Rooney will punt, and Coates is deep again. They came after him this time, and that's the best kick of the night for Rooney. The left footer, and Coates will make the fair catch at the 46-yard line. Penn State will start from there after a 36-yard punt. 7:44 to go in the quarter. It's a 5-point game.
For the best protection in a tough game, nothing tops the Cooperall girdle, except this. Introducing the new Upper Body Protector. The next step in the Cooperall system. Lightweight and comfortable. It stays with you on impact. Flexing and protecting like a second skin. Get the Cooperall Upper Body Protector, part of the Cooperall system. Because when you get hit in the game of hockey, you get hit hard.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Penn State defensive lineman Bob White talks about the college experience.
When I began life as a college freshman, I didn't fully realize the demands of being a student athlete. Late night studying, exams, writing papers, and endless hours in the library. But I've been very fortunate. A national championship in football and a rich educational experience have given me a greater sense of personal growth and satisfaction.
The preceding brought to you by the College Football Association.
It's 12-7, Penn State over Boston College by 5. And the story has been the Boston College defense that has really kept its club in there. Schaefer back to throw. Bombs away. Roundtree out of bounds. Roundtree thought he got the foot down, but he didn't. Ed Duran and Vincent Munn were back there on coverage, and Ray Roundtree out of Aiken, South Carolina with a lot of speed. Got back there.
Well, this looked like a perfect throw. Schaefer split the zone in front of the deep man, over the short man, but it's just out of bounds. You'll see he does not have his foot in. That's the problem with jumping when you're catching a ball. Try to keep your feet down if you can.
Great call by the official. Schaefer only 4 out of 15. They'll give it to Manoa. He breaks a tackle across the 50, 45, 40. 39-yard line for Tim Manoa. Carl Creshpain had to make the tackle. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but just great individual effort by Manoa, who was a load as a running back, and he picks up 15 yards. Big play for the Nittany Lions.
Penn State runs a trap here. Excellent block, and then it's just sheer power and speed. Sealed it, and he breaks 2 tackles, he rambles.
Dan Morgan, a great block on that play. 272-pound pulling guard. Must look like he's blocking the sun when he comes out that way. Schaefer, under pressure, throws incomplete. Hamilton was drilled by Garrick McPherson. McPherson's had a couple of 3 big plays in the secondary. Schaefer had the ball on the money that time.
I think you'll see Mike Degnan, number 98, really get a hit on Schaefer here. He's played a real good game. Here he is. The ball's high. This is a tough catch for a receiver.
Tough catch.
But you might as well come down with it because you're going to get hit. There's Degnan. He's been all over the field tonight.
Called his name a lot. Second down, 10 yards to go. Schaefer throws the same pattern, complete this time to Hamilton. McPherson on the coverage, but Hamilton made the great catch that time. Once again, Schaefer hung the ball up there, and he had to go get it.
This is a great catch. The thing is, it takes so much guts. He knows he's going to get just hit. He's up in the air, he's defenseless, but he holds on to the ball. As I said, the play before, you might as well catch it because you're going to get hit either way, and you're going to hit the ground hard. You might as well come down with a catch.
First and 10, Nittany Lions trying to respond to Boston College after they scored. Schaefer on the draw to Dozier. Dozier hit at the line of scrimmage. All right, a nice tackle by Dave Nugent, number 71. Let's check in with Larry Burnett in the studio. Larry?
Mike, the surprise continues at Baton Rouge. Miami of Ohio on top of the LSU Tigers, 21-6. It's in the third. Georgia Tech has defeated Virginia by the score of 28-14. And in the Battle of the Browns, Tulane is leading 21-10. Mac Brown against his brother Watson Brown at Vanderbilt. Let's go back to Foxborough.
Family at least will be happy 50-50 there, and a pass over the middle, nobody home. Schaefer threw it, and I think somebody may have run the wrong pattern. Probably trying to hit Brian Seiberling, his tight end, Ed Duran, the closest man to it. Here's a good look at John Schaefer out of Moeller High School. And there you see that Boston College offense has come alive a little bit, and Penn State's defense has really been nothing to write home about tonight.
Not the last quarter.
3rd and 9, big play here. Schaefer with a little play fake, has time,
Touchdown.
throws, Dozier, touchdown. Dozier got away from Eric Lindstrom, the linebacker who had to be covering him in man-on-man coverage, and he beat him badly, and Schaefer laid it in there. And it looks like they'll go for 2, leading 18-7.
That drive, they managed to get the ball downfield to Hamilton first. They had a nice run by Manoa. They got the ball downfield and found Dozier, which they need to get him into the offense. Obviously, they're stopping him on the run, but they know he's a threat as a receiver. They don't care if he catches it 40 yards downfield as a catch or if he runs it. They'll take the touch.
Boy, Jack Ficknell really dejected right there.
There is no one near DJ Dozier on this. No problem with protection. Excellent throw. There's no one close to him. Just a blown coverage. There was no one near him. They just didn't pick him up.
And now we've got a timeout as Penn State had lined up to go for 2. They're leading by 11.
2 things can go through the mind of a receiver in a play like that. You're praying that the quarterback sees you. You never really think about it, but you're hoping the line gives him enough time to get the ball to you. And then you just don't want the ball overthrown. He put it right on the numbers.
3rd, you don't want to drop it.
Well, you don't get old. You never think about dropping it. If you think about dropping it, you better not be playing. DJ Dozier, I know the entire offseason he's worked on his receiving. They want him getting deep. They want to go deep with him out of the backfield, not just the little dump passes. And he's had 2 of them tonight.
That was a good job for Schaefer on that drive. Even so, his stats are not impressive. 6 out of 19, an interception, 87 total yards, and he does have that big touchdown. But sometimes stats are not nearly as important as the results on the scoreboard, and Penn State has taken an 11-point lead. And now they'll send Kisner into the ball game at quarterback. They've got Manoa and Smith in there.
I think they're going to kick it now. Looks like they're going to kick the extra point.
And Massimo Macca will come on the field to try the point after. This would make it 19-7. Not a lot of difference between a 12 and a 13-point lead.
No, that wasn't worthy of a Summit Conference. It's difficult to get these days anyway.
And it cost, yeah, cost him a timeout. Macca for the point after. Hooked it, but he got it through. And Penn State has extended its lead back to 12 points, 19-7 over Boston College.
Hello out there.
Do you like to shop a furniture store where the people are concerned with your needs? You need to shop Oakham's Furniture.
We have over 20,000 square feet of home furnishings. Everything you need for your home.
We represent furniture names like Norwalk, Bassett, Broyhill, Chromcraft, Dixie, Flex Steel, all at a price you can afford.
Our delivery service is free, and each piece is carefully inspected before delivery.
You can use Oakham's revolving charge, so now is the time to buy. So stop in soon at Oakham's Furniture. We love to see you.
If cable turns you on, tune to EPG.
EPG, Electronic Program Guide.
The on-screen guide that keeps you tuned in.
EPG, Electronic Program Guide.
The EPG lets you scan programming up to 2 hours ahead. No other guide is as timely. The Electronic Program Guide updates daily via satellite. EPG, the most accurate 24-hour guide available.
EPG, Electronic Program Guide.
In the Yankee Conference, Maine and Boston University in an ESPN college football special. Live Thursday night at 8 Eastern.
Hope you're be with us for those Thursday night games. It's some interesting contests. You'll see Fresno State a couple of times. You'll see Akron, and that's where Jerry Faust is now. Some good, and Eddie Robinson, Grambling, of course, one of the great coaches of all time in college football, and one of the nicest men you'd ever want to meet. Boston College now down by 12, and that offense is going to have to do the job again. Gregory, number 19, and Tyrone Taylor, number 21, are deep to receive, and it's going to be Taylor from the 2. Up the middle, still on his feet, 30. 35, 40-yard line for Tyrone Taylor, a 37-yard kickoff return. Dwayne Downing, who has been a demon on special teams, in on the tackle. Kind of big play that Boston College is going to need to get back in this one. The scoring drive impressive because they came back when they had to. 7 plays, 54 yards. Schaefer looked good, especially on that 17-yard touchdown pass to DJ Dozier, and it only took him a minute and a half to do it.
Got to make him go further than 54 yards. That's just too much of a field advantage.
Bronner is the lone remaining back behind Sean Halloran, and Bronner will get the football. Just lowers his head and breaks 2 tackles. Still on his feet, gets to the 44-yard line, brought down by Isom and Trey Bauer. Now, this guy's been losing weight ever since training camp started because he was a defensive lineman.
But he runs a 4.7. He would have been one of the fastest D linemen in the country. But anybody would rather carry the ball than tackling somebody anyway. I'm sure he's happy. But if you notice, they wanted him at first because he was such a good blocker. But as he shed pounds, he's become an excellent runner.
5 minutes, 27 seconds to go. Third quarter. Penn State 19, Boston College 7. Stratford out on the wing. He's in motion. And Halloran dumps it off to him. They've got a delayed screen. Stratford cutting behind his blocks and dives forward to the Penn State 42-yard line. It's a first down. Duffy Cobbs made the tackle. This is what they wanted to do, get Stratford the ball in the open field.
Troy Stratford's critical to this offense, but they got to get the ball where he has some room to run. Obviously, from the line of scrimmage, they haven't been able to do it, so they're going to start dumping the ball to him on crossing routes and in the flats and let him start running. That's what they have to do.
Darren Twombly, number 56, the center, came out through a great block on Pete Giftopoulos. And they give it to Stratford on the toss. And he gets close to the 40 before he's shoved out of bounds. Conlon and Giftopoulos are over there to do the job. Let's go to Larry Burnett for another scoreboard update.
Mike, it's been a tough week for Jerry Faust. First, he broke his leg in practice. Tonight, his Zips lose to Eastern Michigan, 24-21. In the fourth, number 5 Nebraska is rolling over Illinois, 52-14. And it is also fourth quarter action. Texas A&M on top of North Texas State, 48-28.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Taylor is the man in motion. Halloran wants to throw. He's been great since he came in off the bench, and now Halloran's going to run. Diving across the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a Boston College first down. All-American Shane Conlon made the tackle. And Halloran is hearing now what he hasn't heard in a long time. Applause from the Boston College fans.
These are the kind of things that a confident quarterback does. He sits in the pocket, he reads, he looks. Third guy's not open, so he turns it upfield. He's wide open, he picks up the first down. Earlier in the year, he might have just thrown the ball.
First and 10 Eagles. They'll run out of the eye this time. Bronner and Stratford. Stratford had a little bit of a hole and got inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Don Brand, the outside linebacker, the number 3 tackler on this ball club, wrapped him up. Have they changed anything that you can see? The running game appears to have at least a few more gaps to run through.
Well, they've been able to get the ball downfield. That opens up the running game. And BC's doing what they do best, what they've done best in the past, particularly against Penn State. They have to complete those passes on the early downs.
Second and 5. Flutie and Stratford are going to the near side of the field as wide receivers, and they have a third to the top of the screen. And now they are talking to Tim Johnson, the right tackle, and it looks like they have to have an equipment adjustment.
It's not really surprising to see Halloran throwing so well. As I said earlier, Flutie threw 450 yards, an average of that for 3 straight years. This offense works great against the zone. This is the best thing he can face is his zone, and he's doing a good job right now.
They're working on the equipment on the sidelines, and they'll bring in Pete Kirkendall at a defensive line spot. Halloran again to Stratford. Makes a nice move to get away. Flag goes down as he got inside the 20-yard line. Graham made the tackle again. We'll check the flag for you. And Stratford, the look on his face, you get the idea it was a clip or a hold. As he got inside the 20, it would have been a first down for Boston College.
When he caught that ball, Mike, there was absolutely nowhere to go. He just broke the tackle with a couple of moves. Picked those yards all by himself.
Illegal use of hands. And I don't know what that sign means from Jack Bicknell.
I'll decipher it for you. That might be an out pattern.
See if we can pick it up on the screen. That's Pete Giftopoulos being pushed
that's illegal.
behind.
He pushed him right from behind.
And that's Steve Trapillo, number 65.
Who is their finest offensive lineman, has a good chance.
And of course, if he doesn't make that move, probably Giftopoulos
probably would have made the play.
Get Stratford. 11 penalties, 96 yards. 2nd and 10 now after the penalty. They move it back to the 28-yard line. Holloran sends Taylor in motion. Draw to Bronner. And the fullback wrapped up by Giftopoulos as he gets to the 26-yard line. Trey Bauer also over there to help out on the tackle. Big play here. It'll be 3rd and 5 for Boston College. Clock working its way down toward 3 minutes in the second half. Boston College has virtually doubled its offense here in the second half. And that's only in less than a quarter. 3rd and 5. Stratford will go in motion. Holloran against the 4-man rush. Has time, throws, complete. First down. And it's to Martin. Martin at the 9-yard line, covered by Eddie Johnson, but Holloran found the seam and ripped it in there.
Sean's lighting it up tonight. Kelvin Martin, you got him isoed right here. Just an easy pattern. He's going to run down, he's going to cross. The key to this play is Holloran having enough time to find him, and then he hits him right on the numbers, and that's what you want to do. Throw that ball low, let him get down so he doesn't get hammered by the DB.
And Martin made sure he caught that football. Holloran, 9 out of 10, 128 yards. There's Bronner, the big fullback inside the 5 to the 4 where Trey Bauer made the tackle. Bronner cut it loose that time. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 4. This is an entirely different looking offensive unit. And you got to give Sean Holloran all the credit in the world for coming off the bench.
Offensive line is doing a great job of protecting him, that's for sure.
Bronner, the lone remaining back on 2nd and goal. He'll get it again. Still on his feet. Got maybe to the 2-yard line. He's carried the ball 7 times for 43 yards. And now Trey Bauer and one of the Boston College players look like Casparillo were going after each other. And here's a good job by Shane Conlon, or making Bob White, who pulls him away and says, let's settle down. I want to get a penalty down here. Got enough penalties in this ball game already. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They mark the ball at the 2. They have given it 2 consecutive times to their big fullback, John Bronner. Turner comes into the ball game as the lead man for Stratford in the eye. Stratford will try to get outside, wants to throw, intercepted. Shane Conlon picked it off in the end zone. Sean Murphy was open, and Troy Stratford threw it right at Shane Conlon for the interception. There is a flag on the play. And look at Jack Bicknell. Just about tells you all of it. Give Conlon credit. He got out there.
Well, whenever you run that halfback option, you always tell the running back, if he's not wide open, tuck it and run. Don't throw an interception. But it's so hard for them. They're so tempted to throw it. And actually, the receiver was open deep in the end zone. He just didn't get it there fast enough.
And the personal foul call will go against Boston College. Here's the replay.
It's a nice call. Looked like a sweep all the way. They disguised it well. They have a receiver open. You can't see it, but he just babied the ball, and it's an easy interception. Had him wide open.
Just tried to fit it in there. Sean Murphy was open.
If you're a defensive lineman or defensive backer, you think this was definitely a run. Wyatt Murphy open deep, but you can't baby the ball. You can't aim it. You got to throw it. But he doesn't make his living as a passer. That's the problem.
Penn State has been throwing the ball on first down. They've done it 3 out of the last 4 times, and 4 turnovers have killed Boston College along with penalties. So with 1:04 to go in the third quarter, Penn State has the football and a 12-point lead again. They'll give it to Smith, the fullback. He stops as he gets to about the 38-yard line. Tom Perrell and Bill Romanowski in on the stop. There is Stratford on the sideline. He's got to be really upset. On 3rd and goal from the 2, they had a chance to get back in within 5 points again. And he just floated the ball right into the hands of All-American Shane Conlon. Of course, All-Americans do those things because they're All-Americans.
Well, he was open in the end zone.
Or they're All-Americans because they do those things. I'm not sure which comes first.
Cause and effect, Michael.
2nd and 6. The toss to Dozier. He wants to do the same thing. And it's bombs away for Hamilton, and it's overthrown. McPherson back on coverage. Now, when was the last time you saw 2 halfback passes in 3 plays?
He aired that ball out. Actually, I counted. It was almost 60 yards, about 57 yards in the air.
DJ can chuck it, can't he? I don't think his future is quarterbacking that.
That was a heck of a throw.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 7 situation. You got to like Joe Paterno for what he puts in the offense. You really do. If for not the 1,000 other reasons. Schaefer got some pressure this time. He's going to run. Trying to get the first down, and does as he gets to midfield. Good job by Schaefer. Finally brought down by Hemmer and Galvin, number 55, in on the final stop. But Schaefer, the 209-pound senior out of Cincinnati,
Head coach Jack McNeil told us yesterday that they've been hurt through the years by Penn State quarterbacks breaking out of the pocket and hurting them on runs up the middle. And that's exactly what happened right there. But it's the first time tonight, so they've done a good job on their contain. They can't allow many of those, though.
That will end the third quarter as the ball is at the Penn State 49-yard line. The Nittany Lions leading Boston College 19-7.